Today, it's the best of Hampton Roads Business Weekly.
We're taking a look at our best segments devoted to women in business.
Get ready. The best of Hampton Roads Business Weekly starts right now.
Hello and welcome to Hampton Roads Business Weekly, a look at the businesses and entrepreneurs making a difference in Hampton Roads. I'm Cheryl Tan.
And I'm Zach Miller. Today, we're looking at some of our best segments showcasing women entrepreneurs. We begin with Leslie Cruz, who took her business Kombucha K from her bedroom to all across Virginia.
Really, networking to me is all about the other person. It's about getting to know what their problem is and seeing where your solution fits in with what they need.
So let's go back maybe 5 or 6 years ago.
Okay.
An idea comes up to do a new thing. What is it?
Quit drinking, first of all. I decided to adopt a healthier lifestyle.
Yep.
And as a part of that, I'm a socialite. I love being around people, very extroverted, enjoy conversations, enjoy social functions, soirees, that sort of thing. And I love to party. So instead of drinking, it was suggested to me that I start drinking kombucha, which is a probiotic non-alcoholic tea. So I started drinking kombucha. It got really expensive, and I figured out, okay, I can make this. It's just a fermented product, simple process, fermentation, breaking down sugars, converting it to alcohols or acids. So I looked into it and figured out how to make it, started making it, and would bottle it like so and take it to different parties, social functions, soirees, and the like. And it caught on.
You solved your own problem.
I did. I solved my own problem.
So take us back to figuring out what brewing it looked like. Did you go get a facility? Do you do it in your
it didn't
house to
start off anything that fancy. I started off at my flat. Lived in Virginia Beach in a townhome, took a spare bedroom, and started using that as my brew room.
So you used the product for yourself for a while.
Yeah.
And then other people said, what are you drinking? And you started
correct.
hanging out, and they said, oh, I'd like to buy that somewhere. And then the aha moment kind of hits, or
Yes.
how do you decide to get it to production and out there?
When I noticed that there was a demand for the product and it was being received very well within my community of circles and colleagues, I realized there's potential in this for a business venture. And
So oftentimes we can look at that piece of data and think that we have something that we don't. How did you decide that, okay, I'm hearing this enough and I think that we can take this to production, that it was okay for you to kind of take that risk and go out on your own and do it?
I tested the waters. I looked at that theory that, okay, there's a demand for this product and it's trending, and I set up a website for it and pursued online orders, and through that realized that my theory was correct. I had a potentially profitable venture, and from there decided to scale up.
Gotcha.
So it was all about scaling up.
So what I respect a lot about you is your hustle and how you've networked your way into doing certain things. I remember about 1.5 years ago, we're having dinner together with a certain young lady from Entrepreneur Magazine, and you went and took that networking experience and turned it into a feature in the magazine. Break down kind of how that happened.
Wow. Well, really, networking to me is all about the other person. It's about getting to know what their problem is and seeing where your solution fits in with what they need.
So don't pitch you at all.
Oh, no. That came as an afterthought.
Right. So really trying to find out what someone's problem is and seeing if there's a
Exactly.
way for you to solve that yourself.
Not finding out if there's a way, it's finding the solution to their problem.
How do you ask that question? What are, if you're meeting with someone, if let's say you don't know me, how would you approach that question?
First, look at body language, find out a little bit about what makes a person tick, find out what they do, who they are, a little about who they are, learn their name. That's a good start. For example, with our dinner with the individual from Entrepreneur Magazine, come to find out she was a vegetarian. I had experience as a vegetarian. So we looked at the menu together, ordered vegetarian cuisine, and that was the beginning of a wonderful conversation.
So figure out if there's parallels together that work from there.
Commonalities.
If there was someone watching that might be in your shoes, what would you tell them? If there was one thing that you could tell them about business, what would it be?
Wow, that's a really good question. I would say it's never too late to go back and reevaluate, and don't give up. I see so often people get intimidated by the statistics of business and they get lost in it, and I think they choke out. And instead of sticking with it and revisiting and going back to the drawing board and having a great long-term strategy and sticking to the long-term strategy, knowing that if you need to change it up, you can change it up, and that it's not too rigid, so don't be afraid to return to that. And success is measured. Don't look to measuring your value through success. It's not objective. Look at your achievements and measure your own definition of success based on your achievements. And that being said, don't be afraid of failing, because again, that's subjective, and based on your long-term strategy, you know, you can do what you need to do to be successful and to have achievements.
Anything else?
No. Drink kombucha.
Kombucha.
We have more Hampton Roads Business Weekly on the way, but first we'd love to hear from you. If you have comments or questions about the show, tweet us at HRBizWeekly. Welcome back to the one thing entrepreneurs do that lead to their success. I am thrilled to introduce you to Teresa Denham, the founder and CEO of Spirit Fingers. Thanks for inviting us into your office today.
Thanks for coming.
10 years ago, you were a government employee, and you've told me before that you thought you'd retire there until you came up with this idea. So talk to us about that.
So, in an effort to save money for a college football game, I went and got some yarn and some gloves and made this exact pair right here.
And it's spirit wear, so it was so you could support your team and kind of be visible to the fans around you.
Right. It was November, so it was a little chilly in Blacksburg, Virginia, so it was a little practical too.
We're focusing our show today on seasonal companies and some of the challenges that these seasonal companies face. You have mentioned that the bulk of your income comes at a certain time of the year. So how do you handle that?
So traditionally speaking, we run our books on a calendar year, January through December, but we run our sales cycle on a kind of like a school year from September to May, or September to August. We kind of gear up, we're ready to roll by the beginning of August. We have all of our product in for the year. That gets us through high school football, NCAA football, NFL, all the way through Christmas, like through December.
You've mentioned other challenges too, about having storage specifically, having, especially since you have a business where much of your inventory is sold at the end of the year. For the beginning of the year, you have inventory and you've got to keep it somewhere.
Yeah. So we have a warehouse that we keep fully stocked 12 months a year. Sometimes we do, believe it or not, $30,000 in a very short period of time, which if you divide that by $20, it's a lot of Spirit Fingers that you're trying to pick, pack, and ship out the door.
But then in the summertime, you're kind of holding on to the inventory.
We are.
You are actually probably making more so you can fill the shelves.
Yes. So we place our order in January, and we have to pay for it in January. And so it comes over, by cargo ship. And so there's about 6 months that we're not making any money on that product. We're just storing it and getting ready for the season. But I will say that is the part of the year that we grow the most, because during our season we were so busy and inundated with calls and pick, pack, and shipping that we really can't do anything else. So once February, March, April, May get here, we're really excited to say, okay, what did we do right? What did we do wrong? Where do we need to focus our efforts for next season? So I'm actually really glad that we have that downtime. I can't imagine being like a Chick-fil-A that's like 24 hours, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, minus Sundays.
Right.
But yeah.
The name of the segment is The One Thing. So I want to ask you, what is the one thing that you believe has led to your success and the success of your company?
Well, you know this, but I have always surrounded myself with smarter people. Not that I'm not smart, but I know that I'm really good at certain things, and that's branding and selling Spirit Fingers, being the face of Spirit Fingers, talking about how to run a business. But the day-to-day operations, just there's something I'm not interested in, and so by surrounding myself with people who are interested in that, it's made the company more successful. I am certainly not responsible for the success of the company. It is every single person and part involved in this business that makes it successful.
Well, good luck and congratulations.
Thank
Teresa
you.
Denham, thanks so much for sharing such great advice with us.
Thank you.
Coming up, meet a woman who turned her small boutique into an online powerhouse. Welcome back to Hampton Roads Business Weekly. We're here with Cassandra Savage Ellis of Curvaceous Boutique. Yes. Thanks for being with us today.
Thank you.
What is Curvaceous Boutique?
Curvaceous would be your #1 source for trendy, fashionable, head-turning plus-size clothing. We offer sizes large to 3X for our plus-size, curvy, voluptuous, full-figure, big bone,
Love it.
and many more names.
You're 9 years in business now.
Yes.
You have a location in the beach off of Newtown Road. But what is interesting is 75% of your business is done online. You get the Curvaceous Boutique kind of brand worldwide.
Yes.
How have you been able to take kind of a storefront retail shop and get that online into the world?
Social media platform has been a big influence in expanding the business outside of Virginia. Social media, of course, we started with the MySpace, and then the Facebook, and then when Instagram, that took off.
Yeah.
Utilizing those things, I also connect with a lot of plus-size bloggers. Some that's in Canada and some in other countries that I deal with, where I send them things and then they advertise to their audience in that area. So I really think networking, but social media and connecting with people that's in your line of business is always helpful to take you to the next level.
So I love that you solved a problem. You found the niche in plus size being the thing, but you still have to have a product that people don't want.
Right.
And so through your social media, you've been able to get, I believe, 100,000 followers.
132.
132,000 followers on Instagram. I mean, that's impressive.
Yes.
How have you been able to do that?
Again, posting pictures. A lot of customers want to know who you are, what you are, where you are. I'm a visual person, so a lot of times when we do photo shoots, we do behind the scene, nothing, professional. We just shoot it with our phone so they can see what leads up to that look that's posted on the website. Also connecting with bloggers, going to other plus size events. But the key thing for me is just being able to show my audience it's okay to be plus size, educating them on how to dress according to their shape, and also presenting a great product. I think 50% of your business is image. Everything is about image, how you bring yourself. A lot of times, a lot of businesses don't do well because they don't invest money into the image of it. So for me, I focus on the look, providing that customer, okay, so I can take this look and do it several different ways.
So let's dissect one of your Instagram pictures.
Okay.
Let's say we're going to do it right now.
Okay.
Right? Got my phone. Right? What would you do to kind of share the image of you today? How do you get the behind the scenes look that makes it look to your customers that you want to be the brand that you want them to be? What are you looking for? How are we putting that in front of them?
A lot of times they like to see the behind the scene thing. That is very important to them. I notice that when I do professional photo shoots, those do get a lot of likes, but when they see the raw cut things that's relatable to them, they can relate, her hair was out of place a little bit, or maybe her bra strap was showing. They love those pictures because they can't relate. They cannot sometimes relate to a picture that's been edited and polished, so they can relate to every day. So I give them both sides of it. On the website, I'm going to present that professional look to entice you to buy, to make you feel more comfortable going to my site. But then on the flip side, for that everyday customer who may be a little leery of going onto the site, they can see, okay, I can relate to both images, unedited and edited, and behind the scenes.
So how do you take the 132,000 Instagram followers and say, hey, by the way, we also sell a product that you might like. What's some of the ways that you convert them into an actual sale?
Sales. Always having a sale. Mother's Day weekend was fabulous. Most people want to buy gifts. We offer different types of sales. Sometimes we do the look of the day. We'll take one outfit, a pair of earrings, and maybe a clutch and give it to you for a set price versus you paying a la carte for each item.
What does the future look like for Curvaceous Boutique?
Branding. I want to be a household name. My graphic designer went to Detroit last weekend, and somehow some lady had a dress on. He said, oh, I bought this dress from a place in Virginia Beach, Virginia. And so happened he's my graphic designer. And when he emailed me that, it just made me feel good knowing that I can touch people outside of my local area.
Love it.
Yep.
Keep up the great work, Cassandra, and best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name's Renee.
And I'm Mike, and today we're going to be focusing our Millennial Minute on the difference between Facebook ads and a Facebook boost. With Facebook, you have two options. You can either create an ad, or you can boost a post that you've already published. Renee, do you want to tell a couple of differences between these two?
Yeah, so a Facebook ad is what you do to get a Facebook user to take an action, whether that's liking a page, going to your website, signing up for a newsletter, or watching a video. They are normally concise and have very strong calls to action. A Facebook boost, however, is used to extend the reach of your post that you've already published. This could be a long form post, a video, or a shared post from another company.
If you're going to boost a Facebook post, we recommend boosting a post that you've already seen, something like that, getting a lot of engagement, and targeting that boost to people who follow you already on Facebook. For Facebook ads, those are a great option to target people who aren't currently following you on Facebook, and can be a really great tool for branding and lead generation.
If you have any more questions about the difference between Facebook ads or Facebook boosts, contact us online at hrbusinessweekly.com.
And that's been your
Millennial Minute.
Welcome back to Hampton Roads Business Weekly and the one thing entrepreneurs do that lead to their success. We're happy to talk today with Maya Holohan, who is the owner of 6 Bridal Shops in Hampton Roads. She's a wedding magazine editor as well as a gown designer. Yes. Maya, thanks so much, and thanks for showing us the inside of this lovely store.
Thank you for coming.
You have been busy over the last couple of years getting a ton of entrepreneurial excellence awards. And it seems like you've been shopping quite a bit. So talk about the quick growth of the Maya brand over the last couple of years.
I think it's creating opportunity and then opportunity knocking. My first expansion was in Suffolk, and that was something that we created for ourselves. And then in early 2015, I had a bridal salon owner come to me and ask about purchasing her 2 stores. So that happened at the early part of 2015, and then this store happened toward the end of 2015.
And this is in Ghent. It's really a lovely location. So talk about your business model. Clearly you sell bridal gowns and mother of the bride gowns, bridesmaids gowns, and also you work with prom dresses and students. So your background is in design. How did you become a business owner?
So I ran somebody else's business for 5 years when I was living in Boston, and knew that I wanted to own my own business one day. I've always been very entrepreneurial anyway, sort of seeking new things for myself. So that was just in me, really. And when I moved here in 2003, I took a job with a bridal salon owner, and it was just timing. It was luck and timing. I came on, they were looking to retire. We had a fantastic relationship, and they offered to sell me their business, which was my Maya Couture store on Military Highway, and that's really how it started for me.
As far as growth, though, explosive growth, relationships and opportunities, and just the willingness to say yes, it sounds like, helped with this growth. How do you manage all of these stores and time and handling all the pieces that need to come into place?
It's a great team. Part of the reason why I could say yes to so many opportunities is because I have a great staff. I have a fantastic management team, and my employees work diligently and so hard every single day of the week. And I think a lot of that comes from, I'm very involved with my companies. You know, my philosophy is I would never ask my staff to do anything I wouldn't do myself. So for the first 9 years, I was really in the trenches with my team. And last year and this coming year will be the first time where I'm sort of out of it a little bit. So that's a balancing act that is new for me, because I like to be in sort of the meat of everything. And now I'm sort of taking more of a bird's eye view.
We've talked with a lot of entrepreneurs who've said that. We talked with Angela Reddix, who's the owner of Artix, that the first 7 or 8 years are tough. And then you realize some things by year 9 or 10
That's right.
where things, your systems maybe are
in place and you can handle things a little bit better. We've also talked about some challenges that you have in the bridal industry. What are some of those things that people may not realize are challenges within what it is you have?
So, we're a unique industry. I think we definitely have the same challenges as any small business owner, but our business is emotionally driven. It's also reputation driven. So we have the added stress of being perfect, of connecting every single day with our clients. It's a relationship, so we're sort of non-traditional in that respect, where our relationships with our clients can be up to 2 years, sometimes longer. So we really have to, nurture them from beginning to end.
We call this segment The One Thing. So what is the one thing that you would say has led to your success?
My upbringing is why I'm successful. My parents set a great example for me and my brothers and sisters, and they always taught us to persevere, to be proud of what we do, to be passionate, and be resilient. And that has stayed with me since the very beginning and has gotten me through many business challenges, and that's why I think I'm sitting here today talking to you.
Maya Holohan, thanks so very much and congratulations.
Thank you so much.
And with that, we wrap up another edition of Hampton Roads Business Weekly.
Make sure you like us on Facebook and Twitter, and then head over to hrbusinessweekly.com to get more information and watch previous shows.
For Hampton Roads Business Weekly, I'm Zach Miller.
And I'm Cheryl Tan. We'll see you next week.
Hampton Roads Business Weekly, sponsored by Regent University and produced by 13 News Now.